must obey the king's command, to whom I am now in ward, evermore in subjection.
What holds there His Majesty's amendment?
He hath abandoned his physicians, madam, under whose practices he hath persecuted time with hope, and finds no other advantage in the process, but only the losing of hope by time.
This young gentlewoman had a father. Oh, but had. What sad passage 'tis. Whose skill was almost as great as his honesty, and had it stretched so far would have made nature immortal, and death should have play for lack of work. I would for the king's sake who were living.
What
I
is
think
it?
it would be the death of the king's disease.
What is it, my good lord, the king languages of?
A fistula, my lord.
Oh, I heard not of it before.
I would it were not notorious. Was this gentlewoman the daughter of Gerard de Noble?
The sole child, my lord, and bequeathed to my overlooking. I have those hopes of her good that her education promises. Her disposition she inherits, which makes fair gifts fairer. For where an unclean mind carries virtuous qualities, there commendations go with pity. They are virtues and traitors too, but in her they are the better for their simpleness. For she derives her honesty and achieves her goodness.
Your commendations, madam, get from her tears.
Who's the best brine a maid can season her praise in? Oh, the remembrance of her father never approaches her heart, but the tyranny of her sorrows takes all livelihood from her cheek. No more of this, Helena. Go to, no more, lest it be rather thought to affect a sorrow than to have it. I do affect a sorrow indeed, but I have it too.
Moderate lamentation is the right of the dead, excessive grief the enemy to the living.
If the living be enemy to the grief, the excess makes it soon mortal.
Madam, I desire your best wishes.
Be thou blessed, Bertram. Succeed thy father in manners as in shape. Love all. Trust a few. Do wrong to none. Be able for thine enemy in power rather than use. Keep thy friend under thy own life's key. Be checked for silence, but never taxed for speech, and what heaven more will, that thee may furnish, and my prayers plucked down fall on thy head. Good farewell, my lord, is not a season torture. Advise him.
He cannot want the best, but shall attend his will.
Heaven bless him. Farewell, Bertram.
The best wishes that your thoughts can forge be servants to you. Be comforted to my mother, your mistress. Make much of her. Fare you well, pretty lady. You must hold the credit of your father.
More than those I shed for him. What was he like? I have forgotten him. My imagination carries no favor in it but Bertram's. I am undone! There is no living, none if Bertram be away. 'Twere all one that I should love a great particular star and think to wed it, he is so above me. The ambition in my love thus plagues itself. The hind that would be mated to the lion must die for love. 'Twas pretty, though a plague, to see him every hour, to sit and draw his arched brow, his hawking eye, his curls in a heart's table, heart too capable of every line and trick of his sweet favor. But now he's gone, and my idolatrous fancy must sanctify his relics. Who comes here? Ah! One that goes with him. I love him for his sake, and yet I know him a notorious liar. Think him a great way fool, solely a coward.
God save you, fair queen.
And you,
No.
monarch?
No.
And no.
Are you meditating on virginity?
I.
Oh.
You have some stain of soldier in you. Let me ask you a question. Man is enemy to virginity.
Aye.
How may we barricado it against him?
Well, keep him out.
Oh, but he assails,
Aye.
and virginity, though valiant in the defense, him is weak. And both have some warlike resistance.
There is none. Man sitting down before you will undermine you and blow you up.
God bless our poor virginity from underminers and blowers up. Do you know military policy how virgins might blow up men?
It is not politic in the commonwealth of nature to preserve virginity. Loss of virginity is a rational increase. There was never virgin got till virginity was lost. That you are made of is metal to make virgins. Virginity, being once lost, may be 10 times found, and being ever kept is ever lost. 'Tis too cold a companion. Away with it!
I will stand for it a little, though therefore I die a virgin.
As little can be said for it. To speak on the part of virginity is to accuse your mothers, which is most infallible disobedience. Besides, virginity breeds mites, like a cheese, and consumes itself to the very carrion, and thus dies feeding its own stomach. Besides, virginity is peevish, it is proud, it is idle, it is made of self-love. Which is the most inhibited sin in the canon? Cannot help but lose by it. Away with it!
My lord calls for you.
Little Helen, if I can remember thee, I'll think of thee at court.
Mr. Earl, you were born under the chair of the sky.
Under Mars!
I especially think under Mars.
Why under Mars?
Because Morris himself kept you under that you must needs be born under Mars.
When he was predominant.
Oh, when he was retrograde, I think so.
Oh, I think you, sir.
You go so much backward when you fly.
That's for advantage.
So he's running away. When fear proposes to stay free. But the composition that your valor and fear makes in you is a virtue of a good wing, and I like to wear well.
Oh, madam, I am so full of business that I know not how to answer thee accurately. Farewell. When thou hast free time, say thy prayers. When thou hast none, bethink of thy friend. Oh, get thee a husband, and use him as he uses thee. Farewell, little Helen.
Our remedies oft in ourselves do lie, which we ascribe to heaven. The faded sky gives us free scope. Only to backward pull our slow designs when we ourselves are dull. What power is it that mounts my love so high? That makes me see, but cannot feed mine eye? The mightiest space in fortune nature brings to join like likes and kiss native kings. Impossible be strange attempts to those that weigh their pains in sense, and do suppose that what hath cannot be. Who ever strove to show her merit that did miss her love? The king's disease. My project may deceive me, but my intents are fixed and will not leave me.
Oh, no. Okay.
Whoa. A braving war?
So 'tis reported, sir.
Nay, 'tis most credible. We here received it with caution that the Florentine will move us for speedy aid, wherein our dearest friend repudiates the business and would seem to have us make denial, huh?
His love and wisdom approve so to your majesty may plead for amplest credence.
Ah, what's he comes here?
Ah, it is the Count Brasilian, my good lord, young Bertram.
Ah, youth! Thou bearest thy father's face. Welcome to Paris.
My thanks and duty are your majesties.
Nope. Terrible. Bad at this. I would I had that corporal soundness now as when thy father and myself in friendship first tried our soldiership. He lasted long, but on us both did haggish age steal on and wore us out of act. He did look far into the service of the time, and was disciple of the braves who were below him. He used as creatures of another state, and bowed his eminent top to their low ranks, making them proud of his humility, and therefore praise he humble. Such a man might prove a copy to these younger times, which followed well would demonstrate them now, but goers backwards.
His good remembrance, sir, lies richer in your thoughts than on his tomb.
Would I were with him.
My God.
How long is Count, How long is Count since that physician at your father's died? He was much famed.
Oh, some 6 months since, my lord.
Oh, If he were living, I would try him yet. Well, lend me an arm. The rest have worn me out with several applications. Nature and sickness debated at their leisure. Welcome, Count. My son's no dealer.
Thank you, Majesty.
Oh.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Get you gone, Sarah.
What?
The complaints I've heard of you I do not all believe. 'Tis my slowness that I do not, for I know you lack not folly to commit them, and have abilities enough to make such knaveries yours.
'Tis not unknown to you, madam, I am a poor fellow.
Well, sir.
No, madam, 'tis not so well that I am poor, though many of the rich are dead. But if I may have your ladyship's goodwill to go to the world, Isabel, the woman, and I will do as we may.
Won't there needs be a beggar?
I do beg your goodwill in this case.
In what case?
In Isabel's case. And mine. Service is no heritage, and indeed I think I shall never have the blessing of God till I have issue of my body.
Tell me thy reasons why thou wilt marry.
Well, my poor body, madam, requires it. I am driven on by the flesh. And he must needs go that the devil tries.
Is this all your worship's reason?
Faith, madam, I have other holy reasons, such as they are.
May the world know them.
I have been, madam, a wicked creature. And indeed I do marry that I may repent.
Wilt thou ever be a foul-mouthed and calumnious knave?
A prophet, I, madam, and indeed I speak the truth the next way.
Sarah, tell my gentlewoman I will speak with her. Helen, I mean.
Was this fair face the cause, quoth she? Why the Grecians sacked Troy, bond undone bond? Was this King Priam's joy? With that she sighed as she stood. You too. With that she sighed as she stood. Very good job. And gave the sentence then. Among nine bad, if one be good. Among nine bad, if one be good. There's yet one good in 10. There's yet one good in 10. Everybody in the audience. There's yet one good in 10.
What? One good in 10? You corrupt the song, Sarah.
One good woman in 10, which is a purifying of the song, madam. Would God would serve the world so all the year 1 in 10 quoth, we might have a good woman born, but at every blazing star at an earthquake. Twould mend the lottery. Well, a man may draw his heart out ere a pluck one. That's funny.
Get you gone, Sir Knave, and do as I command you.
Helen! That man should be in woman's command, and yet no hurt done.
What is your pleasure, madam? No, Helen, I am a mother. Mine honorable mistress. Nay, a mother. Why not a mother? When I said a mother, methought you saw a serpent. What's in mother that makes you start at it? Does it curd thy blood to call me mother? What's the matter? That distempered messenger of what the many-colored iris rounds thine eyes? Why? That you are my daughter? The Count Roussillion cannot be my brother. I am from humble, he from honored name. No note upon my parents, his own noble. My master, my dear lord he is, and I his servant live, and will his vassal die, he must not be my brother. Nor I your mother. You are my mother, madam. Wouldn't you worse than that my lord your son were not my brother, but... Yes, Helen, you might be my daughter-in-law.
law. You love my son, 'tis so. For look, your cheeks confess it the one to the other, and thine eyes see it so grossly shown in thy behaviors that in their time they speak it. I charge thee, as heaven shall work in me for thine avail, tell me truly.
Good madam, pardon me.
Do you love my son?
Your pardon, noble mistress.
Love you, my son.
Do not you love him, madam?
Go not about. My love hath a bond in it whereof the world takes note. Come, disclose the state of thy affections, for thy passions up to the full of each.
Then I confess, here on my knees before high heaven and you, that before you and next unto high heaven I love your son. My friends were poor but honest, so is my love. Be not offended, for it hurts not him that he is loved of me. I follow him not. I know I love in vain. Strive against hope, yet in this captious and untenable sieve I still pour in the waters of my love. Let not your hate encounter with my love for loving where you do, but if you yourself did ever so in true a flame of liking, wish chastely and love dearly, that your Dian was both herself and love, oh, then give pity to her whose state is such but cannot choose but lend and give where she is sure to lose.
Had you not lately an intent, speak truly, to go to Paris?
Madam, I have.
Wherefore? Tell true.
You know, my father left me some prescriptions of rare and herbed best. Among the rest, there was a remedy, approved, set down, to cure the desperate languishings whereof the king is rendered lost. This was your motive for Paris, was it?
Speak.
My lord, your son made me to think on this, else Paris and the medicine and the king had from the conversation of my thoughts happily been absent then.
But think you, heaven, if you should tender your supposed aid, he would receive it.
There is something in it, more than my father's skill, which was the greatest of his profession, that his good receipt shall for my legacy be sanctified by the luckiest stars in heaven. And if you would but give me leave to try success, I'll venture that well-lost life of mine on its graces cured by such a day and hour.
Dost thou believe it?
Aye, madam, knowingly.
Why then, Helen, thou hast my leave and love. Means and attendance and loving greetings to those of mine in court. I'll stay at home and pray God's blessing into thy attempt. Be gone tomorrow, and be sure of this, what I can help thee to, thou shalt not miss.
Oh, you brought a friend.
Farewell, young lords. These warlike principles do not throw from you, and you, my lords, farewell. Share the advice betwixt you, if both gain. All the gift doth stretch itself, and 'tis received, and is enough for both.
It's our hope, sir, after well-entered soldiers to return and find your grace and health.
No, it cannot be. Your Majesty. Farewell, young lords. Whether I live or die, be you the sons of worthy Frenchmen. See that you come not to woo honor, but to wed it. When the bravest questant shrinks, find what you seek, that fame may cry you loud, I say, farewell.
Health at your bidding serve your majesty.
Now, those girls of Italy, take heed of them. They say our French lack language to deny if they demand. Beware of being captives before you serve.
Our hearts receive your warnings.
Oh, farewell.
Oh, my sweet lord, that mistake. Oh, 'tis not his fault, the spark.
Oh, 'tis brave war.
Most admirable. I have seen those wars.
I am commanded here and cut the coil with too young, 'tis too early, the next year.
And thy mind stand to it, boy. Steal away bravely.
I shall stay here, the forehorse to a smock, creaking my shoes on the plain masonry till honor be bought up, and no sword worn, but one to dance with. I have it, I'll steal away!
Hey, there's honor in the best. Commit it, count.
I am your accessory, and so farewell.
I go to you, and our parting is a tortured body.
Farewell, captain.
Sweet girl.
And double hero. My sword and yours are kin.